A quiet space for thoughtful listening. Let's begin.
Chapter 2. The Identity of Contraries. Argument. Contraries spring from our subjective individuality. Identity of subjective and objective. The center where all distinctions are merged in one. How to reach this point. Speech an obstacle. The negative state. Light out of darkness. Illustrations. Zhuangzi of Nongqua sat leaning on a table. Looking up to heaven, he sighed, and became absent, as though soul and body had parted. Yan Shangzi, who was standing by him, exclaimed, "What are you thinking about? That your body should become thus like dry wood, your mind like dead ashes. Surely the man now leaning on the table is not he who was here just now." "My friend," replied Zhuangzi, "your question is apposite. Today I have buried myself. Do you understand? Perhaps you only know the music of man, and not that of earth. Or even if you have heard the music of earth, you have not heard the music of heaven." "Pray explain," said Zhuangzi. "The breath of the universe," continued Zhuangzi, "is called wind. At times, it is inactive. But when active, every aperture resounds to the blast. Have you never listened to its growing roar? Caves and dells of hill and forest, hollows in huge trees, of many a spanning girth. These are like nostrils, like mouths, like ears, like beam sockets, like goblets, like mortar, like ditches, like bogs. And the wind goes rushing through them, sniffing, snoring, singing, soughing, puffing, purling, whistling, whirring, now shrilly treble, now deeply bass, now soft, now loud. Until, with a lull, silence reigns supreme. Have you never witnessed among the trees such a disturbance as this?" "Well, then," inquired Zhuangzi, "since the music of earth consists of nothing more than holes, and the music of man of pipes and flutes, of what consists the music of heaven? The effect of the wind upon these various apertures," replied Zhuangzi, "is not uniform. But what is it that gives to each the individuality, to all the potentiality, of sound? Great knowledge embraces the whole, sees both the upper and under side of the medal of Jove at once. Small knowledge, a part only. Great speech is universal. Speech, according to Zhuangzi's ideal, always covers the whole ground in question, leaving no room for positive and negative to appear in antagonism. Small speech is particular. For whether when the mind is locked in sleep or whether when in waking hours, the body is released, we are subject to daily mental perturbations, indecision, want of penetration, concealment, fretting fear, and trembling terror. Now like a javelin, the mind flies forth, the arbiter of right and wrong. Now like a javelin, the mind flies forth, the arbiter of right and wrong. But the mind is an instrument, and to mistake the instrument for the master is the source of error. When one sees the opposites, such as good and evil, or life and death, as identical, then the mind transcends duality. This identity of contraries is the way of the great man, who dwells in harmony with the Tao. But the common man clings to distinctions, and so suffers in the realm of opposites. To reach this state of identity, one must cease judgment and embrace the unity beyond distinctions. Only in silence and non-action does the mind become like the void, empty yet full of infinite potential. Thus recognizing contraries, now like a solemn covenanter, it remains firm, the guardian of rights secured, adhering to an opinion formed. Then, as under autumn and winter's blight, comes gradual decay, a passing away, like the flow of water, never to return. Finally, the block when all is choked up like an old drain, the failing mind which shall not see light again. Joy and anger, sorrow and happiness, caution and remorse, come upon us by turns, with ever-changing mood. They come like music from hollowness, like mushrooms from damp. Daily and nightly they alternate within us, but we cannot tell whence they spring. Can we then hope in a moment to lay our finger upon their very cause? But for these emotions I should not be. But for me, they would have no scope. So far we can go, but we do not know what it is that brings them into play. 'Twould seem to be a soul, but the clue to its existence is wanting. That such a power operates is credible enough, though we cannot see its form. It has functions without form.
If this brought you a moment of peace, please consider subscribing.